Hi, my name is Scott Pratt, and I'm a speech pathologist, and I work with Bilinguistics in Austin, Texas, and SLP Impact. And I'm the author of two books on curriculum-based intervention and an online course on how to align your therapy to curriculum, and spend a lot of time flying around the country talking about this issue and literacy-based intervention. And as you can imagine, we get a lot of questions. But the main question that I get over and over is, are you for real or are you telling the truth? And what they're responding to is when I say that I can reduce or eliminate my therapy planning time. And I'm not joking. I do very, very little of this day. So in this video, I'm going to show you an example of how I can use the curriculum to pretty much eradicate or reduce all my therapy planning time for groups across all the age levels and across weeks, absolute weeks. So here's what it looks like. We need to use the curriculum for specific reasons. One, we can't make assumptions that the information we're presenting in speech therapy that the child has any association with or knowledge of. What's going on in the classroom? They do. Two, we have to align what we're doing to the curriculum because special education supports general education. Three, we are with children for such a little amount of time that if we can use what they're doing outside of the classroom, it gives them more opportunities to use the words we're using and the phrasing we're using. Four, we can get buy-in from parents and teachers, aka help, when they know that what they're doing is important. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. Can we create therapy for all of our students, for every grade level, for every disorder, for every group, all with one therapy plan to spread across several weeks? No, probably not all the time, but it's definitely possible. I wanted to see how far we could push this idea of curriculum-based intervention. And I showed up one school year, and the closet that my speech therapy room was has a new paint on its walls. So the students and I chose ways in which we were going to interact. And here's my wall, and I gave them options like forests and oceans and the jungle, and we decided that we were going to use the ocean theme. So I got to go to the library, grab stacks of all these fun books, both fiction and nonfiction, and jump on the computer and see all these super cool videos, especially what Disney's putting together around this. I was meeting the requirements for general education for the upper grade sciences, as well as the oceans, the kindergarten and pre-K themes. So here's what we came up with, that on this wall we would make a water scene and divide it by levels of the sea floor and the intermediary level and the upper level. My fluency students did the water and were creating smooth and bumpy speech. My middle grades and upper grades were doing the land and the bottom surface. They had science lessons on plants, so we did ocean plants. My younger kids, the kindergartners, we were doing comparison, compare and contrast, following directions, big, little, the colors. And little by little, as each of them would come, we would choose different books and do narrative development with the rainbow colored fish and all those other books with pirates that you can imagine. And something really unique happened where they were chomping at the bit to get to the therapy room because they wanted to see what would be added that wasn't there, because as they were gone, other groups were adding different things. You can also see in the bottom that there's animals that crawl. And my upper grades, to keep it at their level, we did categorization as to the industries around the ocean and environmental issues and types of sea creatures broken into different groups. For the language goals, we brought in a literacy-based intervention where we wrote stories and or reiterated what went on in some of the stories we were reading, and making inventive stories also, where they had to make sure that they had who, what, when, and where in each of the portions of the story times 4. And this is a fictional story about some flamingos who were on an island, and a canoe showed up and people had a picnic, and there were some bad flamingos that wanted to rob them of their food, and there were some good flamingos who wanted to try to get them to share. A brilliant story written by these kids. For the younger ones that are not capable of a 4-part story, we just did single portion stories where I wrote what they said. And for my most impaired group, they really wanted to make something nice and contribute. So we did full projects like a huge whale and or a huge pirate ship, and talked about the stories and then added the characters, which I largely added, and they colored. In the end, this is what it looked like. So there you have it. In that video, we basically stretched across several weeks. And I don't know if you noticed at the end of it, across the top of the water there was lots and lots of shark attacks. Because after weeks of me telling them what they had to do, I said at the end, you're going to be able to add whatever you want to the scene. So that led to lots and lots of sharks. If you want more information on this, please check out my course on aligning therapy to the curriculum. That's at biolinguistics.com. We put it together there. Please check out my books. The course is available through SLP Impact, as is access to us. And we've been helping lots of speech pathologists do the same thing we've done. Reduce our therapy planning time, dismiss kids, reduce our caseload. Thank you. Have a great day.